We all wish we could bring our Disney vacation home with us, right? To have that Disney feeling every day? Well, why not start your day the Disney way with a Disney blend from Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company? With over 23 varieties to choose from the French bistro you find in your resort room to the Yachtsman Steakhouse and Jico, of course, and now Joffrey's newest Disney blend, Le Cellier. Why not start your day with that Disney magic? Order yours today at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To our new passengers, aloha and welcome aboard.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
This is another exciting show. This is 352. That's not why it's exciting.
No, that's not why.
We're continuing our summer series on the senses.
Ooh. I like this. This is a fun series. This has been a lot of fun.
I think people are loving this.
Absolutely.
Loving it.
And you know what, Tim? Speaking of loving people.
Yes, as we do.
We love people.
We do. It's what we do.
We've got to reach out and thank some of our wonderful patrons over there on supporting the podcast. Tony Orgelfinger. I hope I pronounced that right, Tony. I apologize if I didn't. Donated to the show, Rebecca Toon, the wonderful Rebecca. Tommy Carias, who she actually had asked a question about having kids, how young the kids should be, and whether you could take a 1-year-old to a Disney park. So we hope we helped her out with that. James Price, thank you so much, James, for being so generous, and the wonderful Michael Stanford. Very generous, our new patrons over there, helping us out. What's that address if somebody would like to help us out there, Tim?
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, guys. It's just ResortLoop.com/support.
There you go. Simple as that.
Made it easy. There
you go. So hope everybody out there takes a look at that. If the feeling comes over you that you want to help out the show, it's all going back into the show. We've got a lot of fantastic things planned, especially for 2017. Going to be very exciting.
Lots of things we really want to do.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to do them. I'm very optimistic.
There you go. Absolutely, we're going to do them. It's going to be a blast.
Heck yeah!
And keep in mind too, the show's not going to change.
No,
we're not holding anybody hostage here, so
we're not holding anything back either.
No, well, they wish we would. I think, and sometimes I'm not so sure.
Have some control.
Exactly, Tim. What do you got over there?
We have a new review over at iTunes. This is by a wannabe super looper. I love that name, by the way.
I do too. That's awesome.
I like how it starts. It starts out simple, yet satisfying.
Well, I'm the simple part. Tim's the satisfying part.
I mean, we're both simple islands. But it says, if you truly enjoy all things Disney World, trivia, parks, rumors, to-dos, vacation planning, and so on, this is the podcast for you. Tim and Bob, or Bob and Tim, bring you all things Disney. Don't let the ultra-professional sounding voices for radio fool you. Oh, wow, thank you. These gentlemen are as casual in their banter back and forth as if you're having the neighbor over for a cup of Joffrey's coffee on the patio to talk about your favorite vacation destination. Unlike other podcasts of similar topic, this one includes comments and topics from the listeners through Resort Loop social access, so you can truly feel like you're participating in the discussions. We try for that a lot. So I started listening in April 2014 on a trip to Walt Disney World when I was seeking to fill the void created after leaving Walt Disney World, and I haven't missed an episode since.
Wow.
Oh, well, thank you, wannabe.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you know what? You can take.
That might be one of the Spice Girls, actually. A celebrity listener.
Hey, did you pretty soon coming up? Speaking of which, coming up like 2 months from now, everybody's favorite Spice Girl, Pumpkin, is going to be everywhere. She's going to be. She's going to be. Anyway, wannabe, you can take the wannabe off of that. You're definitely a super looper for chiming in there. That's all you got to do. You want to be a super looper? All you got to do is interact with us. We absolutely love the interaction with Looper Nation, and that's why we do the show. To be honest with you, so Tim,
Yes.
I got a little bit of house cleaning before we get started. You remember last Sense was what was the last site? Anyway, Andrea Roberts, she chimed in a little bit late because she was at Disneyland. Mm-hmm. So she said, okay, I was in Disneyland, so a bit late for this one, but no one said my site. And her site was, it's the welcome home sign as you pull up to any DVC resort.
Oh, that is cool.
That's a good one.
That's a very good one.
I like that one.
Welcome home.
Welcome home. Oh, man, I want to go. I am so ready to go. Hey, before we get started, though, too, Tim,
yes.
Make sure everybody knows it's Disney confessional time, by the way.
I know, everybody, you got to get those in. We know you're holding back out there. We know you're out there thinking, yeah, I really shouldn't have done what I did. Right. I'm expecting some involving ashes, by the way, after our...
Exactly. Yeah.
We had a couple people, not necessarily for that show, but mentioned, they went where they want their ashes.
Right.
Placed. We're like,
yes.
Alrighty then.
That's not going to work out well for for you, is you don't really mind.
Maybe that could be a Resort Loop service.
No, it cannot. No, it cannot. The views and opinions of Tim Scott are not necessarily those of ResortLoop.com.
Exactly. Yeah, we will not do that.
So, get those in. Make sure, though, you email those to us.
Don't post those.
Right. We will not use your names. It's Tim at ResortLoop.com, Bob at ResortLoop.com. So
that's right. Unless it's really good and expecting an extortion letter. No.
Tim, why don't you get us started on our summer series, Touch?
I love this touch, the tactile sense.
What?
I just thought to use a big word, tactile.
Wait a minute, let me Google that. That's not
a
word.
While you're Googling, I'm going to read. I'm going to start off with Jen Stead.
All right.
Because I know it sounds weird, but the feel of a set of Mickey ears, the classic belt-based one. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It, nice.
Got that little rubber band thing going down there, the little elastic.
And it pops out of the staple on the other side.
It pokes you in the eye. Good pal of the show. Pat Giannetti says, the sand between your toes at Stormalong Bay as you sit in the cool, refreshing water to get a break from the sun beating down on you all day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, can't beat that.
Not at all. Brian, I hope I get this right, Brian. Brian Francoer, I think I got that. The feel of sunscreen on my wife's arm. It always reminds me of walking down Main Street with her.
Ooh, hey, that's a good one.
That is very good. Very nice.
That's a good one, yeah. Tim Elbing Jr. says, I was trying to think of a good one, but really, anytime I touch anything that we got in the parks, our refillable mugs, our pin collection, the throw blankets scattered around the living room, etc. And that's so very true.
It is.
I like that one.
That's why we always like, special park-based merchandise.
Absolutely. Yes.
Donna Brewer. She goes, the feel of one of my Disney mugs in my hands as I sip on coffee and wish I was doing it at any of the beautiful Disney resorts.
Joffrey's coffee, that is, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Joffrey's. Back when the mugs had handles.
I know. What is up with...
By the way, I'm pro handle. I'm just going to mention that right now.
Absolutely. I can't remember which one of the loopers in Looper Nation said, you're holding all of those mugs because you got to get drinks for everybody.
Exactly.
So you're walking down to the, to get the drinks, and how are you going to do that?
The handles help you wrangle them together.
I'm a big fan of wrangling.
And here's another thing. You're driving down the road. Like, we go to work in the middle of the night usually, like 2, 3 a.m.
Right.
Dark in the car. If I don't have a handle, I don't know where the opening is to drink from.
That's right.
And I get coffee on my shirt when I get to work. I look like I have a severe problem, like I'm drooling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, act like that was because of the handle. That had nothing to do with it.
You line up that handle, you just lift by the handle, you know what you're drinking.
Yeah, because otherwise you hold up that cup and right. you gotta fish your tongue around the top of it looking for the hole to drink the coffee.
What are we talking about? What?
Scott Swain says, while it wasn't a touch experience myself firsthand, what comes to mind for me happened on my oldest son's first trip to the world. He was 7 months old at the time, and when he wasn't napping in the dreaded stroller, he was greatly enjoying riding around strapped to me in one of those front pack carriers. Looking around at all the colors and movement and people. I'll admit, he was pretty cute. My wife gets all the credit for that. He's a smart man.
Absolutely.
And he garnered his fair share of attention with many cast members. One afternoon, though, we were in one of the switchback sections of a queue, Jungle Cruise, if I recall correctly, when a woman walking toward us on the other side of the divider exclaims loudly in some language I couldn't even recognize, much less understand, moves quickly up on to me and my son.
Oh, my.
Makes a huge fuss over, he says him, I'm hoping he means his son, then grabs his feet, dangling out from the bottom of the carrier, and proceeds to kiss all over them.
Oh, my goodness.
That's some touch there.
Was his son 16? No, he was 7 months old. I know.
By the time the queue was moving us past each other, so she finishes, by this time the queue was moving us past each other, so she finishes, waves to my laughing son, and disappears off onto the ride and into Disney memory. It all happened so fast and so unexpectedly. My wife and I just looked at each other and sort of stunned, but not necessarily in a bad way. You know, in any other context, in any other setting, such an action would probably be cause for alarm, if not panic.
Yeah.
But at the most magical place on earth, we received the gesture in spirit of love and community with which it was so obviously meant. With that said, I wouldn't recommend anyone trying the same thing now. He's 14 years old, especially after soccer practice. Jesus.
Yeah.
What a great story, Scott.
And it's awesome.
That's a little, yeah.
It's a drive-by smooching.
Drive-by smooching. You know, you're feeling the magic in the air and all that stuff. And
a cute little baby there. Who doesn't want to smooch on a baby's feet?
Cute baby. How could you not? Exactly.
I love it. Moose Martins chimes in. He goes, at home with the touch of my video camera makes me feel like I am back at Walt Disney World. My children are still little, so we have a lot of character meals and a lot of getting their reactions on camera is a big part of the trip. In Walt Disney World, the touch of the Beach Club furniture makes me feel at home.
Oh, yeah. Especially
floors in the DVC villa and carpets in the hallways as well. I've spent a lot of time napping children in a stroller in those locations.
Oh,
heck yeah.
Yeah. Those are good places, yeah.
That's a good place because they're kind of a little quieter in there. Air conditioned, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's going to be one of mine. One of mine is that. Leslie Gordon says, my favorite Disney touch is the feeling of holding on to the handlebars of your first ride back in the parks, whether it's the boat seat back on Pirates or the lap bar on Space Mountain. That's when I know I'm back and ready for all the adventure.
Oh, Leslie, that's awesome.
There you go, yeah.
Nice. As Sandy Semanik says, the feel of practically life-size plush Stitch that gets tucked into bed with our son Jacob every night. And the life-size lady plush that gets tucked into bed with our daughter Evelyn every night. They can't sleep without them. Priceless comfort. Oh, life-size Stitch. That's cool.
Don't you have one of those?
It's not Stitch, but it's life-size.
Okay. Yeah. Brett C. Williams says, I'm guessing the feeling of a Bloody Mary sliding down my throat at the Dawa bar doesn't count. Sure it does.
Yeah, absolutely. Please.
Why wouldn't it?
We're all adults here, Brett.
For me, it's the interior of the Magical Express. That tells me that we're about to embark on another magical adventure. The upholstery of those chairs and the rest pedals, the ones that my kids love to keep pushing down and releasing.
Nice. Michelle Hassel. My 11-year-old son Danny said he likes the feel of the safety harness on the rock and roller coaster because he knows it will make it through the show safely. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. My 9-year-old Jack said it isn't a trip to Disney unless he feels he's left his stomach on the top floor of the Hollywood Tower Hotel. Oh, that's true. She says, I love the feel of a comfy rocking chair at the Wilderness Lodge. That's more my speed. Oh, and adding a glass of wine doesn't hurt.
Yep.
And my husband likes the feeling of the fire's heat during the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. Oh, it hasn't made him cry yet.
Ooh, that's a good one. That Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular is a good one.
That fire is hot.
Yes.
You know, if you have a slight sunburn, you want to sit a little further back from that because you'll feel that one that much.
Yeah. It's we're going to see what happens, whether they hang on to that or not.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Johnson says, since we always have to go in summer due to the kids in school and wife being a teacher.
Oh, I hear you, Corey. Sorry.
I would have to say the cooling mist of a squirt fan on a hot summer day.
Ooh.
There you go.
Nice. Jamie Price goes, I have to keep it classy. That throws it down a bit. The first thing that comes to mind is that nasty, greasy feeling of the honey-covered pictures and the puke. That is true. Oh, it's like it's been touched by so many fingers covered in sweat and turkey leg fat.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. The other feeling I can think of is a bit more pleasant. I was once having a less great day at Epcot when I took my son to the character spot. Goofy met with my son while I took pictures. Then the big goof waved me over and gave me a huge hug. He must have sensed my emotions, and it felt great, and it changed my mood entirely. Ah, the magic of Disney.
There you go.
I will say that honey thing and the poo cue.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine, because I'm sure it's that microban substance, nothing.
Right. No germs can survive that.
I'll just say that needs to be squeegeed a little more often.
Paul Tornicki says, when you step out of the air-conditioned airplane and into the walkway tunnel on the way to the airport, normally there are gaps attaching the tunnel to the plane that let the outside air in. You step into that walkway tunnel and feel the humidity, you feel the air, and it is heavy. I know then I'm in Florida.
Oh, Paul, that's true.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah.
It's true. Oh, Freddie P.
Freddie.
Raglarulo. It was the feeling of cool air on your skin when you step out from the oppressive heat into an indoor air-conditioned attraction.
Ooh, the other way around.
I feel you, Freddie. I understand that totally. Totally.
Christina at Raising Las Vegas on the Twitter says, I love when my son clenches my hand and drags me into a sprint to get into the parks. His enthusiasm is contagious. I try to convince myself the sticky air is just a free spa treatment, like a steam, but that only lasts so long. Thought of another one. I love the air darts in the Indiana Jones ride. They always make my siblings shriek and duck for cover.
Oh.
That's very true, yeah.
Nice little Disneyland action.
Yeah.
I love it. Over from Twitter, Jay Swasher, or at Jay Swash, goes, speaking of touch, only 98 days till we're feeling the magic bands on our wrists at French Quarter. He goes, woot!
Oh, yeah.
Jay, I agree.
Absolutely. Rob Shumway, okay. This one is a little odd, I'll admit. However, that little Disney family window decal, you know those, Tim.
Oh, yeah. Love those.
Rob says, I have a tendency to touch it almost every time I get in my truck. And he thinks each time of his little 3-year-old dancing during the Get Up and Move dance party. Starts his way off, his day off the right way. And he sent a photo of that. So very cool. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, I love those decals on the back. It just brings something back for different people.
Absolutely.
Because if you see like a mom, a dad, and like 2 kids, you're like, hey, we're a mom and dad and 2 kids also.
Yeah, well, don't you feel a little bit of, camaraderie with people you see on the highway when they've got that, or
yes.
an antenna topper or something like that? Yeah.
I saw a car yesterday pass me, had a couple Run Disney stickers on the back.
There
on
you
the side.
go.
Like, I wonder if I know those people.
Yeah, all you can think is, yeah, they're cool.
That's right.
I'm okay with that.
They had the Mickey license plate frame around there also.
There you go.
They were representing.
There you go.
Oh, it's Sheila.
Oh, Sheila.
Oh, Sheila. Sheila Ginsburg, who was the first thing that came to mind for me is the feeling of the seat of the ride vehicles when you're on the coasters and the other rides. She says sometimes it's a gentle jostling and sometimes it's more exciting. But when you finally get to the end of the queue and get in, you know you're in for some magic. Oh, she sent a photo too.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Sheila.
And Sheila.
The original Super Looper, Joe Quattrochi. Touch for me in Disney World is not something you would normally think of. But when my wife and I go to Disney World, one of the things that makes me think of Disney World is the touch of an old school video game console. Going to the arcade and playing video games at the end of a night after watching Illuminations or Wishes, it's something we usually only do while at Disney. So arcade games is what I think of when I think Disney. How about that?
That is very cool.
That is very cool.
I love it. Thanks, Joe. Emily Hansa Hicks. We know her.
Yeah,
Another captain.
Our back-to-back captains there.
back to back. She goes, the standing traps and cool metal poles on the buses. There is something about them that says, hold on tight and brace for adventure.
There you go. There you go. A good pal of the show, Lisa Yost, says, the feel of my sore feet after walking all day. And then she says, kidding. I bought Christmas ornaments on my last 2 trips that I must use every year. Yeah, whenever you're hanging those Christmas ornaments on the tree, that feeling comes back to you. Absolutely.
We almost always do that too. We try to buy one every trip, a different ornament.
Right. Yeah. You got to mark that trip somehow.
Exactly.
You can always remember it. Sure.
Ian Hetherington says, at home is one of the Disney mugs for my daily cup of tea. Hot tea and British. At the resorts, it would also be the 0 entry pools and wading in until I feel brave enough to submerge. At the parks, sticking with water at Typhoon Lagoon, it's the wave that wipes you out or feeling relaxed in the lazy river. I do love that lazy river, Bob.
Oh, absolutely.
In the Magic Kingdom, it's the queue lines with the interactive elements, especially in Winnie the Pooh and the Haunted Mansion. Those Haunted Mansion ones are really cool now, too.
Yep.
Overall, though, it's the feeling of heat as I step outside the Orlando airport. The Orlando airport getting love.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They're saying it's pretty hot over there. I don't know how much
they are saying that. But, what are you going to do? It's Florida.
Exactly. Great pal of the show, Rebecca Toon says, number 1, the skinny towels at the All-Star Resorts. She says, I'm a bit of a towel snob, so I'm always amused that I have never once complained about the towels and, in fact, have grown fond of their scratchy texture. Number 2 for Rebecca, our Leave a Legacy tile at Epcot. Yeah, that's very touching for her. Upon entering the park, it's the first and last thing I touch, running my fingers across the grooves and lines of my children's faces from so many years ago reminds me of the many memories we have made in this wonderful place and the many memories yet to come.
Oh, I love that.
There you go.
Leave a Legacy showing up in the show.
Yep.
And Matthew Wallace, he said, October 3rd, 1982. ImageWorks at the Imagination Pavilion had many things to touch. Pin tables that you worked from the bottom. I love those. Touch screens with different colors and pattern palettes. And different displays that responded to touch and movement of our arms. Good memories.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew, love that.
Absolutely, yeah. Good old school there. 1982.
Love the ImageWorks.
Yeah. And finally, our new good pal of the show, Tommy Correas, says, I am loving the Summer Senses series and cannot wait for the touch/feel episode.
Nice.
I grew up in Utah where 20% humidity was muggy.
Oh, my goodness.
That is true.
Wow.
So it's a dry heat out there. Remember that.
You need to go out there. Yeah.
So when we visited Disneyland in California, I always noticed the real humidity and loved it. A couple of years ago, I moved to Pittsburgh, and the entire first summer I felt like I was on vacation every time I stepped outside into the humidity. Thanks for keeping up the good work. You're welcome, Tommy, and thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Tim, that is our summer series touch.
Nice.
From the wonderful folks in Looper Nation. What is your thing you think of Disney when you touch something?
For me, it's at the beach club.
Yeah.
Stormalong Bay.
Oh.
Sand bottom pool.
Oh.
I love this. That I don't think it's not real sand. It's some kind of special synthetic sand they use.
Yep.
Every time I'm on it, though, I'm thinking, it's just a classic Disney touch for me.
Doesn't stick to you.
No.
It's fantastic.
Then you pick it up, it just falls right back straight down.
Yep.
Doesn't stick to anything. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
How about for you? What's your?
I love the stuff about the heat and the air conditioning. And I felt that. Even here with the air conditioning, if you crank the air conditioning, it's like when you first get in a car anywhere in Florida, you just crank it full blast.
Oh, yeah.
Until it finally gets cold on you. So there's that, but when I'm at home. But when I'm down there, and really whenever I go to any of the other amusement parks in our area, you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love, and I don't know why, this is strange. I love that fake wood railings that you touch, especially like in Animal Kingdom. All of that stuff, none of that, the railings are real wood. Because, of course, they don't want you to get splinters.
Oh.
it's all that it's a plastic kind of wood, and it's real smooth, and it's just it's crazy how they do that, and it's everywhere. If you go over to Fort Wilderness and the Wilderness Lodge and that, any of the railings are made out of that plastic wood stuff.
Huh.
And I don't know why. I think that's kind of cool, and it's got a certain feel to it.
I guess I thought it was just really well shellacked.
I'm gonna really well shellac you. That's
yeah,
what we're gonna do. Why, So Tim, all right, everybody's waiting. There's two left.
There's two senses left.
Two biggies.
Yes.
Smell. And what was the other one?
Sound.
Huh?
Sound.
Huh?
Oh.
Got him, folks. I finally got him on that. Finally.
I only took episode 352. Anyway, because of you, we are now going to choose sound will be our next Summer Senses series. Try saying that. Summer Senses series. It's going to be sound.
Summer Senses series sound. Sweet.
Oh, so send those in to us. Email them, Facebook them, whatever the best way is for you.
There you go. There you go. Very excited about that. Remember, email in your Disney confessionals. We will not read your name, so don't forget to do that.
No, you want to hurry up with those. We're going to be knocking that one out soon.
There you go. So sound is on the table. We will have that posted. Facebook, Twitter, like Tim said, you can email it to us. Tim.
Yes, Bob.
That is all I've got.
Oh, I don't think we can follow up this show with anything else. Except maybe sound.
Everybody's like, thank goodness. They're
done.
It's
over.
They're finished.
We made it. Hey, everybody, I'm Tim Scott. You can find me on Twitter, Resort Loop Tim on Facebook. You can find me at the website, ResortLoop.com.
I'm Resort Loop Bob on the Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, rate us on iTunes, check us out on Patreon, and also, Tim.
Yes.
Don't forget iHeartRadio.
Oh, you can always find us at iHeartRadio. That's another good one.
There you go. What else should folks do?
Well, after you go and see Tyler, because you can book your trip through People Mover Travel.
Absolutely.
You will go out there and share, hopefully, the gateway to the magic.
See you, everybody. All right, Tim, so everybody has, they've stopped listening to the show now. What should they do after they're done listening to the show and they're all excited about wanting to go to a Disney park, going on a Disney vacation? What should they do?
I, personally, after being all excited and ready to go, I'm going to deal with an expert. I'm going to talk to People Mover Travel and talk to Tyler, our expert over there.
Over at peoplemovertravel.com?
Peoplemovertravel.com.
But when you go there,
yes,
you got to make sure you click on that you heard about them from us.
From Resort Loop.
Resort Loop.
That is an option on the drop-down menu right there.
Absolutely. By the way, Tim.
Yes.
I just booked through them.
How did that go?
It was the easiest thing in the world.
How can it not be? It's Tyler.
I put in my name. I put in the dates I want.
Right.
Of course, check-marked Resort Loop is where I heard of them from. And sent it off to him. Within an hour, Tyler had gotten back to me. I can't guarantee he's going to get back to everybody that quick, but got back to me within an hour, letting me know he got it, and he'll let me know as soon as he runs the numbers.
Tyler and his team know travel.
PeopleMoverTravel.com is fantastic.
Love.
Easy. You and I have done it a million times on our own.
And we missed out on discounts here and there because we're not on top of it all the time.
I'm done doing that.
Why would we have to do it? Tyler at People Mover Travel will do it for you.
Got my notepad ready. Are you ready to go?
I am ready.
Okay. We should have an outline for this, but we don't, so we're just going to go.
We never do.
I know. It's what we do.